so we're talking MMA. The king of the slam. He doesn't, I'm not a huge MMA fan, but I follow it here or there. You remember Quentin Rampage Jackson?
Of course.
That guy, I get it. His skill set's up and down, but he was one of the most terrifying UFC fighters of all time. Like, don't put me in the cage with that guy because he might not stop. So I'd be very worried about him not stopping at the appropriate time.
The new scary person is Derek Lewis. He's fucking huge. The Beast UFC or the Big Beast or whatever they call him. He's the new guy that scares me.
He's a crusher. But when it comes to body slams, Quentin had some monster body slams. He's probably got a reel on YouTube of him doing that. But that's a guy you did not want him to get your paws on you and lift you off the ground. Joe Rogan's be screaming at you, get a base, and don't let him lift you up. You get the people from the corner. That's the one thing when we were in the military, when I was in the Marine Corps, we did some of this. It's called MCMAP training. All right, so it's Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. That's the acronym. And
fucking nerds.
It's really stupid. All right. It's really dumb. They teach you a bunch of these really stupid moves that you could only pull off against a drunk person who didn't really know what was going on. You're like grabbing their hand and their arm and twisting it. Or it's dude, if you just do that, they're just going to pull their arm away real quick. You're never getting to stage 3, 4, and 5 of this move that you're talking about. But the other thing they teach you about, they call it a break fall. Okay. So and this is actually very useful. It's something that Aaron Rodgers and Tony Romo don't know how to do because every time they fall down, they break their collarbones. Yeah. But it's about, you fall out and you kind of throw your arm out. It dissipates the force and you're not going to break bones when you hit the turf. A couple of my buddies, and this is after we had gotten back from, a combat deployment. We're walking around like a bunch of salty dogs, feeling like we're just General Patton or some hard motherfuckers. And we go, and we're in the chow hall eating, and we hear a bunch of these comm boots talking, and they're like, I'll tell you what, man. I didn't even see that dude do a proper break fall. He's going to get hurt. And we're like, oh man, you need to forget all that. You're never going to fist fight anybody. You got a machine gun, dude. You got a machine gun. You got a knife. You got grenades. Like, you're not getting into fist fights with people. But that'll happen.
The best is when you and your buddies like watch YouTube videos of people fighting or like instructional videos. So it's you and you guys are all drunk in a house somewhere at a party, and you're trying to show somebody how to do the move or like. And you grab the guy the wrong way, and they're like, "Oh, wait, hold on a second. Restart. Hold on. You got to grab me this way. You grab me the wrong way. You got to grab me like this." So it's like the corniest shit. In real life, you're gonna get fucking sucker punched real quick. That's it's just so funny when people try to teach you moves like that. It's never gonna be like that, like out in the open.
It's never gonna be like that. Some guy's gonna break a pool stick over your face before you can do that wrist flip that you're trying to get done. Shoot it,
chokehold instantly, and then you're gonna fucking pass out, and then it's gonna be over.
There's one video of Joe Rogan on the internet. Some guy fucking with him at this bar, and he just jumps behind him and chokes him unconscious and walks away. I was like, that's how that goes, man. Somebody's going to shoot a double leg on you and crawl on top of you, pound your face in, and then you're just going to be sitting there doing like wrist locks into the air because you can't see anything. And so you're just desperately worried about trying to get that done. There's always those guys. I call them undefeated from the outside of the ring. So we would get in like grappling matches, and there was this one guy, Castro in particular, who he wasn't a pussy or anything, but he wasn't the toughest guy in the world. But he was the ultimate MMA coach when he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He just would scream like, hit him with the armbar, or like triangle. Yeah, triangle, bro, triangle. And then when it inevitably didn't happen, he'd always turn to the guy to his right and kind of tap him on the shoulder and say, hey man, I would have hit him with the triangle there, man. It would have been all over. It's like, would have been all over. It's like, dude, you just spent 3 minutes in there and Cloud tapped you out 9 times. I don't think that you would have done that. I don't think you would have been that successful. But my favorite thing about the nut punches is the old school UFC. If you haven't seen any like really old school UFC fights, you haven't lived. The ones with you know who Tank Abbot is?
No.
So Tank Abbot, he looks like he got up off of a bar stool, took his shirt off, and then walked in the ring. And all he does is plod around and throw haymakers at people. So he's a tremendous man to watch old YouTube videos of. But that was kind of his era, and when he could kind of pull hair and do all sorts of dirty stuff. But there's this one video. I don't know if it's this guy Dan Severin, he was like a wrestler with a mustache. He looked like Tom Selleck, but UFC fighter version of Tom Selleck. Yeah, he had a very thick mustache, like it was robust. You know, he's offering mustache rides. He's definitely doing that. But he got this guy in this, what do they call that? I think they call it like a crucifix. And what it is, you know, he's got his legs pinned down and his arms pinned down. He's kind of crawled on the side of him. And he submitted somebody with nut punches. So he submitted him with a violent series of testicle blows, like just one after another. He must have hit him in the groin 10 to 15 times before this thing ended. And, you know, guy's got a cup on, obviously. But even at that, you know, I've never really worn a cup for athletic events because, you know, when you quit playing sports in high school. I mean, I played high school sports, but, you know, I mean, you're not playing at a high level of anything. You kind of risk it, I suppose. I don't think most of these NFL guys wear cups anyway. I know all the fighters do. But even if you got a cup on, it's not, you know, it's kind of like having a helmet on for your nuts. You're not feeling nothing when that happens. Yeah, you're maybe being protected from some structural damage here or there, but you are feeling the pain of some grown man who's trained to fight beating the hell out of your beanbag for 3 minutes. I'd give up too.
You can still get CTE, so you can still get like the nutsack version of CTE, you know?
Yeah.
So I Googled Tank Abbott. I Googled him. He looks hilarious, by the way. One of the first things that popped up, he says on his he's got a podcast like us.
Yeah.
Very similar material, I'm sure. I'm going to quote him. I will fight any woman on this earth for free. If I win, which is going to happen, and you're going to get bashed up good, you have to make me a sandwich. If you win, I'll give you $100,000. You can't be a tranny. You got to be a female. That's a quote from him. So, you know, a little bit of
he's a very enlightened man. He's very enlightened.
Yeah, so
that's very incendiary. I think that's what you're going to do from now on is you're just going to say incendiary things and then quote them as coming from Tank Abbott, and nobody will second guess anything. No one's going to second guess that.